Oh, hey. There we go. That works better. That works better. What is going on? What is going on? I figured out what was going on with my bitrate. I have a double streamer thingy that lets me stream on multiple platforms, and apparently because Twitch is my primary, it wasn't letting me go over the 6,000 cap. So I figured it out. My bitrate's better, and that might help with Wuthering Waves if I ever stream that again. But what is up? What is up? I know it's like a super last-minute stream, and I apologize for that, but I didn't know when I was going to get back. Couple good news things here. I got a P.O. box. So all the people that said they wanted badly to send me a body pillow, they can finally send me a PO or a package. So that's cool. I'll probably post that in the Discord eventually, but I thought that'd be a cool thing. If anybody wants me to show off something, I can do that. Plus all the companies that contact me to check out things, I can finally give them a PO box. So that's cool. I did get something sent from somebody that I didn't mind give me a non-PO box, or giving a non-PO box that I want to show off. So is Webby here? Is Web Gaming here? No? Good luck in sending that out. Dude, you know how many freaking emails I get from companies with Japanese snack boxes? It's like, holy crap, you're like the 50,000th one to send it to me. What's so great about yours? Oh, you have Kit Kats. I've done that before. Can you fit a body pillow in a P.O. box? It's one of those things where, like, you get a P.O. box, and if anything's bigger than the P.O. box itself, they just have you come inside to get it. That's kind of the cool thing about it. So, it's just you want a bigger box so that you don't have to worry about going in. Just started, yeah. Like, super last minute. Web Gaming's here. Good. Good. You can witness with me if it's super bad. The box doesn't look great, but you never know. Sometimes it just, you know, shuffling around. No, I'll make sure to put all the stipulations on there, like obvious, like postal mail stuff, regulations and stuff like that. Like you can't send things that go boom boom, obviously. You can't send food. I will not take food. I will just throw it away. All those usual things. Threaten me on Discord? Why? If it's bad, take full blame and I will handle it. I'm assuming it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be bad. Yeah, for those that don't know, Web Gaming, super cool guy. Really appreciate him. Nyan, Inferno Torch. What's up, Inferno Torch? How's it going, man? Appreciate your constant support, dude. You're amazing. Hope you're doing well, dude. But what was I saying? Yeah, Web Gaming's amazing. He usually sends me disc plates on a regular basis because he apparently, I think he works with disc plate. I think he secretly is probably a CEO with, or he has maybe like a lot of money tied in with them, because he constantly is talking about disc plates and he's constantly wanting to send me disc plates. So I think he's possibly in cahoots with them. But yeah, for the disc plates, I've had like fingers are always backwards when I do this. He sent me this one and this one and this one and this one, and I don't know. I think I bought that one. I don't know. I think he sent all of them. I don't know. He's like obsessed with disc plates, so I have more. Now, some of these are not mine. Some of those are my brother's, because apparently he thinks that my brother's going to start streaming again, so he wants to get him in cahoots with disc plate too. So one of them I'm extremely excited about. One of the disc plates I'm extremely excited about. But yes, for those who don't know, I am going to eventually go to this, which this is like all of my top anime of all time, and we'll do that in a minute. I want to get this over with though, because I want to put them up. Oh, it's a Christmas gift. Oh, sure. It's a Christmas gift, not a product placement. All right, number one. Oh, I know which one this one is. This one I'm extremely... There's one that's like super funny. Did you show off yours yet, Web Gaming? One is... It's amazing. It's really amazing. Who thought of it first? Did I show... I know I showed you the image, Web Gaming. And I think you at that point... I think we both at the same time sent the message that it would be great to have in the background for a stream. And then we were like, we just like commit... Well, Web Gaming committed, and I was like indecisive. and indecisive. And then at some point he's like, whatever, I'm just going to send it to you too. So, great minds think alike. This was one I was actually very excited to see how the colors turned out, because the image has great colors. So, number 1 right here. Let me double check quality control right now. It's looking good. I usually like fine-tune comb it afterwards to make sure that it looks good, because typically like on the stream it's hard to see. So we'll see. The crappy leaves that do not stick to my freaking walls for nothing. Oh god damn, dude. Once you get the wrap off, it looks so much better. You matted all these, right? They're all matte. This is matte. Dude, how do they make it look shiny? Is it part of the process they did, like, decide which areas are more shiny and which sides are more matte? They gotta be doing something, because, like, she herself pops out so much. Oh, damn. Do you see how she stands out more? Like, she's not shiny. It must just be the colors, or do they decide with their system what is kind of more standing out? That looks super good, though. That turned out so freaking good, dude. I finally have a holo. I love this. I was about to say that, dude. I love this because Web Gaming's here, and you know why he's here is so they could show him what I get, and then he goes, damn it, I had to get that now. Because that happened with the Onimai. He's like, I gotta get the Onimai now. Dude, I know how to pick them. Did you just get a whole bunch of Dondodons? That looks super good, though. Holy crap. Their edges are kind of sharp, so you gotta make sure to place them away from each other. All right, number 2. That's empty. I'm assuming that was you, Web Gaming. I'm assuming the empty one is yours. There's another empty one. These aren't supposed to have something in them, right? All right, which one is this one? Ooh, I know what this one is. Ooh. There should not be any empties. Okay, there's empties. I mean, I don't think it was retaped. Okay, we'll find out which ones are missing. That's not good, dude. There's 2 empties so far. This looks a little bleached. Let me see what it looks like without the wrap. This looks a little bit like it's too high contrast. I know it's supposed to be bright, so it's not like their fault. This might be a little bit too bright. Get the stupid thing off. I was looking forward to this one. Should be 8, yeah. I knew it was 8. I'm gonna show you guys first. No, I want to look at it first. What the hell? Gosh, she looks great though. No, that looks fine. I was a little concerned that her sword would be a bit much. Once again, like, the colors just stand out so much more. I love it. Ireshkagil. Gar, yeah, Gar. You're right. Gar. I was like, there was a few of them that I was looking at. There was one that's like horizontal that I was actually looking at too, but this one's like probably the best of the pose and everything. Gosh, she is so freaking beautiful, dude. I almost wanted to get the new Aresh, but I was like, no, this has always been my favorite Ren Tosaka out of all of them. This has always been my favorite Ren Tosaka. That looks great. Looks great. All right. It's gonna take so long to get through these. I'm gonna make my brother do his. Oh, they're in here. They just weren't in their sleeves. They're in here, but they're not in the sleeves. Very weird. All right, this is a crisp one. This is a Chris one. I'm gonna steal all of his magnets. I'm gonna give Chris his plates, and I'm gonna steal all of his magnets. All right, this is a Chris one. Unfortunately, Chris is not available to watch the stream, at least. I'm gonna check it for him a little bit. It's dirt. That's good too. I chose it for him. Beatrice. This is the surprise one, isn't it? Crap. I wasn't supposed to... Yeah, this was supposed to be the surprise one. I wasn't supposed to show this off. So if Chris is watching, look away, Chris. That looks good, though. Holy crap. Gashira. It looks good, Gashira. God, why are these prints so damn good, dude? The prints are so freaking good. I'm running out of spaces to put these. I should put them back in sleeves. That'll work. Oh, they're over there, though. I'm going to start putting them in sleeves. Oh, here's one right here. Into the sleeve. Delicate process. You guys gotta figure out where to put these damn things. I should totally get a, this is another Chris one. I should totally get another, affiliate with them. As much as I show these damn things off. Or rather, Web Gaming should get an affiliate, and then I can use his code. Do you have an affiliate with them? I know that you have, you know, you're partial owner. That's why you're pushing these so much, but... at a glance, looks good. I like this, and this is something that he chose. I got a whole bunch of I gave Chris a whole bunch of options for this one, and this is the one he chose. And I think it was the one that I liked the most too, but I was a little bit questioning on the contrast. But the pose and everything's great. Because it's very bright behind her. And she almost gets lost in there. But I think for what the image is, I think it's a really good print. Really good print. Rory Mercury for those that are uninitiated. It was so funny when I was telling Chris, like, give me some options, some shows or whatever. No, I think I chose to go look for Rory ones. And then he's like, I was looking for Rory's. And I'm like, oh yeah, I knew you were going to be looking for Rory's. He wants my figure so bad. Where's my figure? Oh, you can't see it. There's too much stuff in the way. You could see the top of her axe right there. He's been wanting that figure from me for the longest time. Anyways. Another sleeve. Another sleeve. Oh. Put down with the other one. The show, yeah, Gate, the show that the anime industry forgot. How is this box open? Blado. By the way, Web Gaming, you have 2 boxes coming. One's supposed to be like 3-day, and I think the other is 6-day. Oh no, they're upside down. Alright, I think there's 4 in here, so I think we're good. Oh, okay. I was like, Web, I think this is yours. This is the replacement. So you're getting the other one. Okay. Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm kind of jealous on this one. I'm kind of jealous of this one. I kind of want to steal this one. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm going to act like this never came in. Can we do that, WebGet? Can you keep it a secret? I think I'm going to tell him this one never came in. And now Web Gaming's gonna want this one. Got 2 in this package that Web Gaming's gonna want. God, that print turned out great too. These prints are so fucking good, dude. Dude, I want it. I'm gonna steal it from him. I'm totally gonna steal it from him, dude. I picked good. I picked so freaking good on this one. I actually gave him, again, another, like, I think 3 options on this one, or maybe 4. And he chose another one, and I'm like, oh, I chose this one. You're gonna have to have this one. And I think it's the better option. It looks so fucking good. Sugoi. I love it. I love it, dude. She's from, Uzaki-chan is annoying or something like that. Was it Uzaki-chan wants to hang out? Yeah, that's right. She's also annoying. She's also annoying, let's be honest. Oh my god, we're saving this one. This one's last. This one's totally last. Waiting on that one. Dude, I'm gonna cry. Massive, not massive, but pretty significant spoilers for Mushoku Tensei, by the way. If you're not a novel reader, it's sort of a spoiler. I mean, it's something that you can assume is going to happen, but it is a spoiler. Let me get this off first. This is the one that I'm waiting for the most. I'm so freaking, like, anxiety filled right now because I'm afraid there's going to be something wrong with it. I'm afraid there's something going to be wrong with it. I'm going to freaking cry here in a minute, too. Anticipation. Okay, everybody that is anime only and doesn't like not a really big spoiler, but kind of a spoiler, if your screens are off, please. I mean, you can still, well, yeah, just mute me too. I'm scrutinizing the hell out of this, by the way. Every edge. Okay, incoming spoiler. God, it's so freaking great, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Badly. The moment I seen this art, I'm like, I need it. I need it. I need it now. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking great. No, this is Roxy right here, and this is Roxy's mom. The spoiler is that Roxy's mom used to be a mage. See, it's not spoilers. But no, the moment I seen this art, I was like, I gotta. It made me cry so bad. I'm trying hard right now not to. I'm trying not to think of what's in this scene to make me cry, because that's typically what it is. I need the context. But yeah, the moment I seen this art, I'm like, I have to have it. And damn if I didn't want a large. Damn if I didn't want a large. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is I'm gonna have to have it in my background, so hopefully people can't see it well enough to know that it's a spoiler whenever I'm doing other videos. Somebody's like, who's that blue the blue-haired character in the background? I don't know. Don't tell me. You know, that's freaking great, dude. It needs to go in a very... Dude, I don't know what I'm going to do with this wall back here. Like, I definitely have to get rid of, like, this wall scroll, which is Unlimited Blade Works. But it's going to be very difficult to figure out where everything goes. I mean, there's a spot right here, but it's kind of covered by the display case. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be super difficult. I love it. Freaking love it. Freaking seeing Lala's face. It hurts. It freaking hurts, dude. Easily my favorite art of the entire series. There's so much in this whole scene, and it hurts. Okay, enough gushing. Freaking love it. Thank you, Web Gaming, so freaking much, dude. gosh. Me and Webb are gonna have to meet IRL at some point, and I'm gonna have to give him a big fat kiss. You know, don't take that wrong. It's just gonna happen. It's gotta happen. So, do I tally that up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. That's right, right? That's everything. Chris was Uzaki, Rory. What else did Chris have? Uzaki, Rory. We're missing one, right? Which ones we do for Chris? There's Uzaki. I don't have room down here. Rory. There was a fourth. Beatrice. Okay, yeah, we do have them. Where'd I put her? I'm losing track of all these damn things. So we got the 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Now, time for the funniest yet really like the coolest of all of them. The funniest and coolest of all of them. Obviously, the Roxy one is my favorite, but this is the coolest. Damn. Beatrice is... That was it. That was it. I forgot about Beatrice because she got erased. Drum roll to the greatest masterpiece of brilliant minds who came together to make this happen. And this is the one I really badly want to find a spot behind me that's really visible because it's funny. If I can get this open. There's so much trash under my feet right now. Dude, you cannot miss this thing. The colors, you cannot miss this thing. Okay. Let me turn it around. It is time for the greatest creation on the we don't get much good things from the internet. Let's be honest. The internet is full of toxicity. It's full of people constantly attacking each other, tribalisms, people constantly having to give their political beliefs inside of your Discord that's dedicated to anime because for some reason really badly people want to talk about politics in my damn anime Discord. The internet is full of disgusting things, violence, rhetoric, but it has given us the blessing of memes, which typically I hate memes. I really don't like memes. Memes is a way of people saying, I can't make up a joke on myself, so I'm going to repeat another one. But this meme, it's the funniest. McShoujo. McShoujo is in the house. Now, I really like McShoujo. She's really cute. I think it is the greatest creation of McDonald's Japan ever. She's great. She's cute. And she does great in memes. And I was going to leave it at that. Can anybody, besides web gaming, can anybody tell me who the artist is? I mean, the One Piece swimsuit's kind of a dead giveaway. The fact that she's wearing a skull Mizugi is a dead giveaway. But I'd be very interested if anybody knows who the artist is. And the moment I seen that the artist did this, I was like, holy crap, that's amazing. It's like two of the greatest things in the world come together. But yeah, that's what kind of triggered it for me and web gaming to be like, yeah, we gotta do this. It's Akio Watanabe. And that's why it looks so freaking amazing. And yes, it's why it's in a it's why it's in a school Mizugi. Because Akio Watanabe loves school Mizugis for his younger characters. And he also likes bandages too. So that's another kind of staple of Akio Watanabe. But that's the greatest thing ever, dude. Freaking love it. And yeah, that's gonna stick out like crazy. And it kind of gets a little darker back there, but it's still yellow, and so it's easy to see. That's freaking amazing, dude. I love it. Web Gaming, you're freaking amazing, dude. I will cherish these disc plates forever. I hope that disc plate, through me showing these off, will increase its value. Thus, you get a little kickback there because I know that you're invested in the company. Probably a 50% majority owner. You just got back. What the heck is that? This is called McShojo. It is Akio Watanabe's take on McShojo, which is the new mascot for McDonald's. Japan, specifically. Because, obviously, the West would never do something like this. I really do think that... I don't think that... Let's say it's sharp. I don't think that North America, at least, McDonald's should, like, ride the anime train. But I think they should at least dip their toes in there. Because what Japan McDonald's is doing is absolutely incredible, dude. Like, all those wholesome videos they do every now and then. The what now? Is McDonald's Japan's new mascot, McShojo. Do they give her a name? It's probably not McShojo. It's obviously not McShojo because we're calling him McShojo. They should just dab a little bit in it. Don't put it besides the Roxy one. Why not? You don't like McShojo hanging out with Roxy? Yeah, the animations are great. Okay, I need this. While I do my tier list, see if I don't bump into these things the entire time. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. You can go away. I will clean up the horrendous trash that I have everywhere at my feet right now at a later date. Time. That's so freaking great, dude. It's so freaking great. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Over here. Safety right there. Safety. And I have like a million magnets right here too. Do I have anything else I need to do? No, I think that's it. Try to cut myself. Okay, my blade is broken. There it goes. All right. Sony keep giving their American IPs and focusing on Japan first because the West always flops with slop. Yeah, the West just needs help, dude. I think that we're having a good pivot right now. I think we're having a pretty good pivot right now. What's the first anime that made you go, this is really, really good? Akira. I mean, I was enjoying anime quite a bit, but when I seen Akira, I was like, holy crap. No, I don't have Akira in this list. I don't have Akira because I don't have any movies in here. US McDonald's has had 2 anime collabs with McDonald's. Oh, Devil is part-timer. Dude, yeah, now you can get the McRib sauce. Everybody wants some McRib sauce, right? Stuff literally tastes. I like McRibs. I'm not gonna. But the McRib sauce alone, no. That I just can't see that being good. You watching Mashiko Mondays? Well, I hope you like them. Appreciate your support. Anyways, what the stream was originally created for, I'm going this direction. What the stream was originally created for was that I was going to do this, which is a tier list. I want to, by the end of this year, because obviously revenue is better in November and December, so it's good to kind of release it during this time. But I wanted to release an updated top 10 list. My old top 10 list, which I'll probably delete the moment I get my new one up, because it's like when I first started doing YouTube full time, and it's literally has me in front of the microphone like I'm a podcaster, and I'm going, so my number 10 is this right here, and it's a really good show, and I think it's the most amazing thing ever. It's just like the worst video ever, and I hate it. But I want to do an updated one, and I could sit here for like 50 hours by myself trying to figure it out. But I figured it'd be nice to kind of come on here and see if I can figure it out based on a tier list, or at least get it narrowed down. So I went on to AnyList and I got every single show that I have that is a 10 out of 10 and a 9 out of 10. And for those who don't know, 10 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 out of 2,000, I don't know, 2,300 shows or something like that. Not many. This looks like a lot, but again, you have to take consideration that's over 2,000 shows. But I went down to 9s because I kind of have a feeling that some of that stuff could bump up. So I did want to kind of get a bigger spectrum than just 10 out of 10 shows out on my list. Obviously, 10 out of 10 doesn't mean a perfect show, but it shows that I think are like the best of the best. Never had McRib. They're good. They are good. Dropping some 10 out of 10 and 9 because post clarity is fast. That's kind of the reason why I need to get in here and kind of reevaluate my list, because I've talked about it several times before. When I was going to do my top 10 list again, I was going to probably be a little bit more critical of Hanasaki Roha. Because Hanasaki Roha has always been my top 10 list just because it's personal. Like, it was there for a very personal moment of my life, and it helped me get through something very difficult. But it's one of those shows that if I look back on it, I can't really think of like amazing plot points and everything in it. It was just the general sense of what it was saying spoke to me personally. So I don't think that it's going to be in my top 10 list this time around, because I don't really see critically it being a blow you away show. It's just a really fun show overall. It's just not like groundbreaking in any way. So I'm going to be a little more critical this time. Maybe just keep a picture of the ranking so you can see your taste change by the year. I wonder if I would... I will definitely look at my old list afterwards. I'm pretty sure I know some of them in it. Like, I know Hanasaki Roha is in my old list. I know that Evangelion's in there. I don't remember many other ones. I think Showa was in there. It's been so long. Definitely more widely accepted as a concept, but if you delve deep into which ones you like, it creates a divide since so few Westerners watch anything beyond big action and explosions. Sadly. Sadly. I'm not saying that I will choose to drop something like this just because of the wider audience, but it's more of an aspect of just kind of acknowledging that me myself have kind of cooled down. And that's a lot of it too, is in some cases you'll cool down on things. Like, yeah, I eventually wanted to examine, is Showa Genroku still an amazing show? Where's Bunny Senpai? I think it was an 8. I think Bunny Senpai was an 8 for me, because there was like one segment of that show that was just blah. It was super blah. Just came in the stream and I'm seeing Gundam on there. I didn't know you watched Gundam. I watched every single Gundam pretty much. There's only like 3 or so more series that I have to finish, and the SDs. I've never watched the SDs. But yeah, I've watched pretty much every single Gundam. Nozomi Entertainment used to do licenses on all of them, and they would send me every single one of them. So I have like a whole shelf that's nothing but Gundam. And yes, my 3 favorite Gundams are in this list. I have not watched the movies of Bunny Girl Senpai, and second, I am not adding movies to this list. This is strictly TV anime series. Anyways, Cowboy Bebop. I have to admit that seeing Akiba... Forget Akiba jumps up on my chat, and I have to immediately say Akiba. Akiba. Akebi. It's so weird how it's so pronounced. Anyways, Cowboy Bebop. This is one of those shows where I acknowledge how amazing it is, but it's never been a favorite of mine. Like, I really thoroughly enjoyed it, but at the same time, it's one of those shows where it does not keep my attention all the time. There's a lot in it where I just don't really care what's happening on the screen. But I've always fully acknowledged that it's kind of like, I could probably say the same exact with, where is it at? There, right there. Full Metal Alchemist is the same thing. Like, these two right here, I fully acknowledge they're perfect shows. for like in like objectively. They're just like perfect shows. But for me personally, they're not. Like they're not like favorites. They're amazing. They're 10 out of 10. They're perfect shows. Like Fullmetal Alchemist is like literally perfect pacing. The show is the embodiment of perfect pacing. At least the Brotherhood is. I think the original one's great too. I've always loved the original one. I'm an apologist for it. But they're not like favorites for me. And yes, like I said before, these are all S tier. It's just I'm trying to figure out what's the best S tier. Hinamatsuri, I absolutely adore it. It is way too hilarious. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. Very forgettable, unfortunately. It's kind of one of those shows that's kind of super forgettable. Like I barely remember but like 3 segments in that show. So I think that's gonna go down here too. If you didn't have a Kebi on there, I'd be at his house tomorrow to punch him, and then you have to get kissed at the same time. No, you gotta get your kiss at the same time. Fate Zero. God damn, Fate Zero is so freaking good. Fate Zero is so freaking good. I think that's gonna be. I'm gonna put that in double S for now. I'm trying to think of where Fate Zero ever had problems for me. I think there's like maybe an episode where it was kind of a little bit lulling. But gosh dang, this is a show that just absolutely beats the crap out of you and does not let up. Like this is definitely Jenner Butchie's like one of my favorite works of his. Absolutely incredible. Fate Zero is such a ride when I watched it the first time. Kind of want to try it again. I think Fate Zero gets boring midway because of it's 24 episodes long. Yeah, I'm trying to wonder. I want to feel it. I want to say and admit that there is a lulling point in it, but I don't think it was that long for me. Ping Pong the Animation. I have not watched Ping Pong the Animation. It is one that I don't know that I ever will because I don't like the style of it, but I do really badly want to watch it. We'll get to Wonder Egg Priority. Shush. Shush. I don't have y'all judge me because Wonder Egg Priority's in here. Shush. Shush. Keep in mind, this is the TV show. It's not the OVA. That's separate. That on my list, that is 1 out of 10. It's way down there. Babylon. Probably the one that nobody knows what it is. It's on this list. Babylon. Another one that I can fully admit that while it's really, really incredible, like it's an absolute thrill ride. I love it to death. It does have some stain points. Like there is some points where I think the conversation and dialogue gets a bit much, but goddamn is it good. Like it is so freaking good. It was one of because that was on Amazon, wasn't it? I know that when it aired, nobody cared about it, and I was just shouting for the rooftops, please people watch this show. It's so freaking good. The crazy recording scene was rough. Really hard to get through. I'm gonna put that in S. Single S. Yeah, it was in Amazon. Yeah, Amazon jail. Eight or a 9. The boring part was first half, second half was just keep getting better. Where's Tonikawa? It's probably down at like the 6 out of 10. I'm not a big fan of Tonikawa. I did like the recent season of Tonikawa though. Bunny Drop. I'd probably put it right next to Fate Zero. Bunny Drop's a tough one because a lot of it's kind of it's escaping my memory because it's been that long at this point. What was Bunny Drop? Was that like a 2015? 16 the latest? Super good though. I tried desperately not to let the manga mess it up, but I really loved it. Like I really loved it enough that I like try to track down the limited release they actually did of this stupid thing. Never heard of Bunny Drop? Really? If you like slice of life, super wholesome stuff like fatherhood, it's super good. It's like basically his grandfather dies and had another daughter, and nobody would take her in, and so he takes her in. So she's technically his aunt. She's technically his aunt. It's great. And that's a cute slice of life and those big drama moments there. Nishijo, literally like the greatest comedy anime of all time. I would say that Kaguya-sama Love is War definitely fights for it, because I think when I watched Nishijo, it would like laugh out loud, like nonstop. I absolutely loved it. And I don't think I ever had that many laughs in an anime until Kaguya-sama Love is War. So these two right here, like, literally fight to the death. Like, absolute fight. I will admit, with Kaguya-sama Love is War, and this will kind of bring it down a little bit for me, when it gets to get into a lot of the romance stuff, it drops off. Like, I don't think with this series, when it came to the character moments, like some really heavier character moments, it didn't really work for me. Like, that whole, like, movie split into a series, I did not like it. And not that I hated it, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, peak anime right here. I felt it was a little bit... What would be the best word to put? Not contrived? I want to say contrived, but I don't think that's the right word to put there. It just didn't work. But Nishijo's definitely... I'm going to put that in the triple S. I'm going to put that up there for now. Kaguya, I'm going to put in a double S. Because I definitely think, for a comedy strictly, Nishijo obviously destroys it. Bunny Drop was 2011? Are you serious? Oh my gosh. That was like literally right when I got back into anime. Did you do a Gunsmith Cats reboot? I don't think so. I don't want them to touch it. I don't want them to touch it. I mean, I would take it, but I don't know that I want them to touch it. Like, the old one's like perfect. And it still holds up. That's the main key thing there, is it still holds up. It works better. Remakes work better for like really older anime, but not like 90s and whatnot, which I think that was a 90s. Is it the old man with young child type of stories, Bunny Drop? Right, he becomes her father and just takes care of her. And he's basically having to learn how to be a father. Natsume's Book of Friends. I'm gonna think Natsume's Book of Friends, I'll probably put in the double S territory. There is some... Admittedly, there is some blah episodes of Natsume's Book of Friends. It's not a perfect series overall, and yes, I am encompassing the entire series. I don't think it's a perfect series overall, as in like every episode hits, but like I would say 90 to 95% of the episodes just absolutely hit. And we're talking like, what are we at? 80 episodes now at this point? It's super good. Did I watch Beastars when it first came out? Beastars... There is a lot of... Beastars is not a perfect show by any means. I think this is one of those shows that's probably in my 9 out of 10 area, because there's some segments of the story that just don't really work. Like, I want to say, like, I think the earlier segments of the second season, especially like during the whole segment where he's doing his training, I really hate it. Like, I really, really hated it. So it's definitely like in the lowest tier of all of my favorite shows. Nishijo is a triple S? Yes, it is a triple S. Is Orb going to end up on my list too? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, we're still only like, what, a third of the way through the series? It could totally bomb after this point. Like, currently, if I were to score Orb right now, I would probably say it's an 8 or a... It's probably a solid 8, maybe a 9. Because it's been having a few points in it that are a little bit lacking. Yeah, Astro Lost in Space. I still to this day remember how much people hated this show, especially the ending. And I was like, you guys are on something. This show's so freaking good. This show is so freaking good. And I was like, there was so many people that hated it. I think the ending was super clever. I really liked it. And it was a full adaptation at the time, if I remember correctly. I think the manga had like something a little extra in there, but I liked it. I really liked it. I mean, there was some points where I thought that it could have fell apart, but it pulled it together. Like, it pulled it together in the end. And it's funny because it started out, when the show started, I wasn't really like completely sold on it. But like, it actually turned into something really good. I think it's a solid single S. I'm going to put in that area. I think it goes right alongside Babylon. That image of Madoka is the movie recap. No? Question mark. Yeah, that's going to be a question mark for me because, honestly, I didn't like the TV series, but I put the movie one in there just because I needed a thumbnail. But, yeah, it's basically based off the TV series. I'm going to be going based on the TV series. There you go. Which I do need to rewatch because I love the movie so much, and I've heard that it's pretty much one for one the TV series, so there's like a few minutes difference, I think. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Kobayashi Dragon Maid, I guess, goes along with like Kaguya-sama Love is War, but it does it so much better. And the idea of like it has the comedy, but then whenever it does the wholesome and the slice of life stuff, it's still like perfect. Like it doesn't fall off when it goes into other stuff besides comedy. But I think it's a good balance. Like, it's not a comedy show, it's not a slice of life show. It's just like a perfect balance. I think I'm just gonna put it in triple S. I love it. Like, every single episode I watch that series, I love it. So watch the series and all 3 movies more than a few times difference. More than a few minutes difference. I mean, the runtime itself is pretty similar. Unless they move stuff around. And that would explain why I like the movie so much better. Because like I said before, I hated the Madoka Magica TV series. Not I didn't hate it. It just, I got super bored. Especially the later part of it. And so I always kind of felt like because I went and got the movies, I got the movies because I just kind of wanted to own it because I knew it was extremely popular. And then I actually sat down and watched it because the Rebellion came out or whatever. And I was like, holy crap, why is this suddenly working? So I don't know if my mind was in a different state of mind or something that I was able to accept it. But I was like, holy crap, I love this series now. It makes it 10. Kobayashi makes it a 1. Really? So wrong. I'll drop it like 5 episodes. Which one? Kobayashi Dragon Maid? For the TV series, only the first 2 movies are the TV series. The 3rd movie is not part of the series, so I can't count that into the consideration. Remember that? Right, but the 2 that we're recapping, it's not the same runtime? I'll have to double check that again afterwards. Ascendance of Bookworm. I don't know that I want to put Bookworm in triple S. I really, really love the series. I will admit that it's not the greatest looking show, but I really love the series. Like, it's visually enough. Like, it's one of those series where it's like, it's visually enough. And so that does kind of take it down a little bit for me, even though I don't want to dock it for visuals. Because I'm going to probably do the same thing for Mashiko. I'm going to put it in SS for now. Again, this is kind of just getting me an idea of what I want to do for my top 10 list. But I think it's like right there at the cusp. Because I really love the series. Like, enough that I actually went out and bought the entire novel series. And I really do look forward to reading it. It's something, it says something when I'm willing to go out and buy the entire franchise and set up to actually read it. I'm waiting to ask right now. I'll get the lips ready. But yeah, it's on the cusp. Bookworm shocked me how much I enjoyed it. I judge a book by its cover. Glad I did. You judge a book by its cover? So you were planning on not watching it because you were judging it by its cover and it turned out great? I guess is what you're saying. It's top tier for sure. I cannot wait to jump into it. I wish they would release the... like, they need to translate the damn thing. It's been done for a while now. Anyways, Mushoku. The first season, 10 out of 10. Easy. That's why it's in my Annie list. Part 1 of season 2 was not a 10 out of 10. And it's very difficult for me to disconnect myself from knowing what's been skipped with the anime adaptation. For sure, part 2 picked it back up. Part 2 definitely picked it back up. Like, it's my favorite franchise of all time at this current moment. So there's no question it's probably going to end up in SSS. I'm just trying to think critically on what they kind of did with part 1 season 2. I don't think it holds it back that much. We'll put an S. Yes, S. I must bring up a concern made in Abyss because the third movie is a bridge between season 1 and 2, so it can give consideration without context. I mean, it's fine without it. It's fine without it. Like, I don't really... It's a stop. Like, with that particular series, it's a stop. And it's not... It's definitely whatever happens there is affecting the story, but it's not like somebody suddenly shows up in the cast and you wouldn't know who it is. Like, I think somebody could probably watch the seasons without the movie. Like, if they didn't know there was a movie, they'd probably not even they wouldn't feel it. Yeah, at some point they would have those flashbacks and they'd be a little confused, but I think the story still kind of holds on its own. Season 2 is not even a 10. Season 2 is not even a 10 out of 10. Bottom SSS. I'm biased. SSS just got book 21 of Jobless. Season 2 part 1 is kind of disappointing. It was. Like, I don't know why anybody would really kind of try to argue that, but they did at the time. Part 2 was much better, yes. Part 2 was much better. Gundam, or this is actually a movie. That's a movie. I can't do Gundam Origin. That's a movie. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie series, but it's a movie. So I'm sorry, Gundam Origins cannot go there. I still want them to readapt the entire original Gundam with this style. I know they never will, but it is what it is. Ranking of Kings. I think it's a without hesitation easily in the SS. I don't know that I want to put it in SSS tier. It's like really high. It's like right next to mine over here, where we're just waiting for you to let me in the door into the top tier here. So we'll put them right there. I have a lot of the same favorites. Well, brilliant minds think alike. Is that the OG Spice and Wolf on there, or is that the remake? It's the new one, or the old one. I mean, sorry. I don't think I've ranked the new one yet. I probably should have put the new one on here because I really do feel like in the end, if you ask me, like, hey, obviously, if somebody asked me, should I watch the old Spice and Wolf or the new one, I would probably, without hesitation, say the new one. I only had the old one in this list because I had already ranked it. I don't think I ranked the new one. So I should probably go based on the new one. Yeah, I should probably go based on the new one. Neon. The red teak engine... Teak. My screen is kind of dim for my glasses. Tech engineer, what's going on? Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate it. The only metric that really matters are how cute the girls are. Damn straight. Damn straight. Which is 100 girlfriends on here? Did I put 100 girlfriends on here? Speaking of cute girls. Why isn't 100 girlfriends in here? Did I not? I must not have ranked it yet. I'll have to take that into consideration too. 100 girlfriends is amazing. Speaking of cute girls. But thank you so much, Tech Engineer. Really appreciate the support. Hope you're doing well. But enough ranking in Kings is an 8 for me. Like, it was but bored at some parts, but great story and characters. I'll still be your friend, don't worry. Where's ReZero? It's somewhere in here. It should be in here. Yeah, right there. It's okay. He has Ocean Co. Of course. Yeah, Made in Abyss. The show I love and hate at the same time. I think it's a solid double S too. I don't know that I want to put it up in triple S, but I really, really like the series. Like, this is one of those ones where, like, dude is so... oh my gosh, don't... Damn it, webgaming! Damn it, webgaming! You had to remind me about FOPTA. It's right at the door. 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 Literally made a say you have to go, like, take a vacation for her throat that she destroyed. Like, she literally had to take a hiatus because she absolutely destroyed her voice doing the role. But no, I think the creator's super intriguing. Dude, like, absolutely is very creative and messed up in another way. And he has no filters, and I like that kind of stuff. So, the screams. Kokoro Connect. Admittedly, I have yet to watch the OVAs for Kokoro Connect, so I don't know how it actually ends. And I'm kind of terrified to watch it because I watched the beginning segments of it, and I didn't like the feel of it, and so I didn't finish it. So that kind of brings it down a little bit for me, but I loved the TV series. I thought it was extremely good. Like, I really liked it. Like, it broke me multiple times. I'm going to put this down in the S-. If everyone's on there. It's like literally in the middle of the screen at the bottom. Madoka Magica. I think I'm going to put this in low S. I think I'm going to put it in low S. Because again, a lot of my mindset around this, and the only and I think the reason why I pulled it up is because that's the movie. I didn't like the TV series. And like I said, I'm trying to stick with not movies. So I'm gonna put it in low S because I don't want to until I rewatch the TV series and try to figure out why the hell I like the movie so much more. I don't know that I want to say it is in my top 10. And again, we're trying to figure out what my top 10 are. You might take probably Kokoro Connect better than Ocean Co. Oof. Them fighting words. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I think I have too much frustration with the later part of it that I don't really want to even... It is a really good show, but I'm not even gonna dance around it. I don't think it's gonna be my top 10. Yeah, the TV series, Yukiyuna as a hero destroys Madoka Magica TV series. Fruits Basket, I'm not gonna put it up high either. I'm gonna put it in S because I really do feel like, for fact, The later seasons, I wanted it to wrap up. S- is not trash. It's literally just the bottom of the S's. It's the bottom of the 10 out of 10s and 9 out of 10s. But it's just easy. It's easy to discard for my top 10 list. It's obvious that anything that's in my S- is not going to end up in my top 10 of all time. But First Basket, I love it. I love the show so freaking much. But at some point, I wanted it to wrap up. Like, it went on for way too long. Like, at some point, which I'm glad it got a full adaptation. At some point, I'm like, is this where the manga was starting to get kind of stretched out because they wanted to keep releasing chapters or something? Because it feels like it's at a point where I'm like, what's going on here? Finish it. So, I think the final season was super good, though. Final season was super good. Wonder Egg priority. Unfortunately, I don't think this could end up in my top 10 list, even if I wanted to. Like, if I was like super glazing because the first episodes were so freaking fantastic, and because that whole backstory stuff was super freaking good and unsettling, I can't really humor the idea of putting it on the list because of how badly they butchered the end with that final episode. It's just so stupid. Like, the ending is just so freaking stupid. Like, I don't even defend it. I mean, shoot, we have another one in the same category down here. I'll know a 0. I'm never going to defend the second season. I will never, ever defend the second season. I really do believe, I do honestly believe that the second season of I'll Know a 0, I don't think General Butchie was involved. I honestly feel like the second season, this is my crazy conspiracy theory, I think the second season of I'll Know a 0 was literally them, I think it spits in the face of General Butchie. If anybody has watched or read anything General Butchie, he sticks to his deaths. His deaths have meaning, and thus he sticks with them. I'll Know a 0 second season was literally not doing that. It's undoing what he typically does. So I don't feel like he was involved with it. But I can't acknowledge that, like, if somebody watches I'll Know a 0, or when I say that I love I'll Know a 0 a lot, somebody goes, checks it out, and goes, what the hell, the second season sucks. I thought you said it was great. It goes down the hill. I can't defend it. I can't defend it. And I can't defend the ending of Wonder Egg Priority. I love these two for, again, the first part of this, or at least the 95% of it. I think it's an incredible show. Great characters. And this one, fantastic first season. Watch it, drop it. But I think because of that, I can't really, like, high praise these two in a top 10 list. Wonder Egg is bad? No, not. Just the ending's bad. Gotta count webs. You should so badly want to get me on that web. Promised Neverland second season? Yeah. That's definitely like the first season of Wonder Egg, Promised Neverland was fantastic. Loved it. You want to watch watch the first season and then just stop there. That's the problem, though, is like it's not a conclusive ending. Like, it is a very kind of like, if you just watch the first season of I'll Know a 0, it is technically like a story in itself, but it does not feel like universe-wise it's concluded, and that's the problem. Not that the second season really gives you much closure anyways, but I wonder, did they release that in OVA? I wonder if the OVA is any good. I wonder if it actually fixes something. Shadow House. I love Shadow House so freaking much. It needs another season. I feel like my SSs are starting to get a little bit packed. It feels like my SSs are getting packed. I don't want to put it in SSS because I think it has a slight pacing issue. Like, it has a slight very slight pacing issue. Like, I would probably put A Sentence of Bookworm up in the SSS before I put this. So I'm gonna put it right. These are the door holders. These are the 3 that are just waiting for there to be space in there to run through that door. Kakeki Shoujo, I'm not going to fight for this one because I feel like it needs another season so bad. I love it, but it needs another season bad. And I so thought I was getting one today. Web Gaming, I messaged him so fast because it's one of those ones where I ran into a tweet and the tweet sounds sus. And so my immediate response was to send the tweet to Web because I knew that if another season was announced, he was going to know. I'm like, dude, did they announce another season? Or is this like a special anime or something like that? No, it was like, for those who don't know, typically whenever they say that they're going to get another season of something, sometimes it's translated, like the translation sometimes translates it to second stage. A lot of the time it's like it translates as a second season as a second stage. So I translated this one tweet that they sent out. It sounded like in commemoration of a second stage, we're airing the TV series on YouTube or something like that. And so I immediately thought it was going to be a second season. But they do stage performances, so I'm like, I don't know if it's actually another season. So I didn't want to get my hopes up though. Odd Taxi is amazing. Odd Taxi only has one problem. Its ending sucks. Like its ending sucks. Like Odd Taxi is like a perfect show, except for its ending sucks. And they finally answered the ending through a crappy, garbage recap movie. I mean, yeah, to be real, it doesn't have to say what happens after the cast scrolls. So it's not as if it's a broken show. I still thought, again, I still ranked it a 10 out of 10. I wanted answers, but it does kind of irk me a little bit. And the movie did not help at all. The movie is like a Wonder Egg priority situation. Like, you shouldn't have made this. Like, you really shouldn't have made this. I'm gonna put it in a single S. I'm gonna put it in a single S. I still think it's an incredible show. Everybody should watch it, please. It's amazing. But I don't know that I want to put it... I don't know that it's gonna fight with a lot of these stuff as like actual favorite shows. It's kind of in the same category as something like Full Metal Alchemist and Cowboy Bebop, where it's like, I love it to death. I think it's a really great show, but it's not like a favorite. So... Plus the stupid Homo sapiens. The Homo sapiens, I gotta stop thinking about this. I hated the freaking Homo sapiens. Their routines sucked so bad. They were horrible. And they put too much emphasis on them. Summertime Render, SSSS, or WW Riot? What is a WW Riot? Summertime Render, that's definitely one that I kind of when I was thinking about doing a new top 10 list, I was kind of like, that's one of those ones where I kind of wonder if I would want to put it in there. Because I really liked it. I really liked Summertime Render. I really wish that it wasn't as botched of a release as it was, because I felt like it could have been like something that would have... If they actually did Summertime Render as a normal release, especially in North America, it was released properly elsewhere. But if they did a proper release of it weekly, I feel like this could have been an absolute phenomenon. I feel like this could have taken over, like, X and Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, and social media in general with its release, because it was that good. I'm gonna put it as a door holder again. I might as well rename S as the door holders. I'm gonna rename the S tier as the double S tier as the door holders. They're waiting. They want to go in there with everybody else. If Legacy Coil is not SSS, I like the fact that you guys are mad at where I'm putting it in S tier, because S tiers are literally all 10 out of 10 shows. Like, I'm insulting it if I don't say it is the best 10 out of 10 show. I like that even though I have acknowledged beforehand, these are all like 10 out of 10, some of them are 9 out of 10 shows. The fact that I say that they're less than another show is absolutely making people mad. Really shouldn't have. No, I'm not saying how much that it ruined it for me. It was a pain in the butt to get translated releases of it, but it's not like it takes from the show itself. My point is that I wish that it could have had a proper release, because I feel like it could have been a phenomenon. Like, people would have been going crazy over it. It could have been like anime of the year contender for a lot of people, but unfortunately it wasn't. So I was alone over here making my videos of it, and everybody's like, oh, where is this at? Yo ho ho. From the New World. This was on my last 10 out of 10, or my last top 10 show list. And I kind of wonder if this might get bumped off in the end. There is some low points in the show. I admit there are some low points in it, but I do really, really like it. Since like Ayori is overrated, I don't really care what it's rated, and if you think it's overly rated, I think it's incredible. I'm sorry, what is this one? Shinseki Ayori or From the New World? Akebi Sailor Uniform. I'm surprised Super Cub's not in here. Did I not put Super Cub in my top? I must not have rated Super Cub. I don't know that Super Cub would end up in my top 10, but it's kind of in the same vein. Akebi Sailor Uniform. It's kind of one that I kind of want to consider as possibly breaking into the tops. I don't think there's a single episode that I didn't like of that series. I mean, maybe one episode that wasn't like super standout, like stellar. But I think for the most part, I really, really liked it all the way through. What is it? Akebi's Sailor Uniform? Akebi's Sailor Uniform. This was one of those ones where I'm really happy how they released it, because they actually released it alongside Dress Up Darling, and so everybody was actually paying attention to it. I think if this wasn't releasing on the same day, right alongside My Dress Up Darling, which was like actually like everybody was freaking out about, I don't think this would have gotten any attention. I think this would totally fall into obscurity if it weren't for like that whole like Cloverworks Saturday they were doing. They kind of cross-promoted each other. Yeah, same studio. I'm gonna put it in the door. It's in the door. It's right there. It's in the door. So M Dud brought it to its eyes to it. Yeah. Top 10 is hard to make it top 20. Yeah, that's the problem. Is like there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be right at the doorway of the top 10. That's what sucks. 86. I'm not gonna humor this. It's not gonna go in my top 10. I think 86 has a few problems with it, but I do really like it. I do really, really like 86, but it's not going to be in my top 10. It's probably going to be like in the single S's here. I do really like it. I wanted the season of it bad. I think it could have done better with certain aspects of the character stories and whatnot, but I think it's an absolutely beautiful show. Especially the second part was super freaking good, dude. Like the second part had me extremely emotional. I know Danger My Heart for Danger My Heart's it's gonna be fighting. Gunsmith My brain immediately went to the earlier conversation for some reason. Gunslinger Girls. Gunslinger Girls is really hard not to disconnect from the second season. The second season sucks in a lot of ways. I really like the first season, though. I really like the first season. It's a super cool concept, even though it is the whole child soldier thing that does get overplayed a lot. It is super good. You don't think Rankin of Kings got old pretty fast? No. I mean, it had some low points for sure, but it's not like it took away from it. And I think the shorts they did later answered a lot of questions that I wanted that weren't answered in the series. I think because of the second season, I can't really ignore that. I'm gonna put this in S. I really like it though. There's two shows that are kind of in the same vein for me that are like recent arrivals that really are that were at the time really pushing me, that I would consider them in my new top 10 list. That's Bungo Stray Dogs and K-Study Vanitas. Now, I will admit that Bungo Stray Dogs, was it season 3? Season 3 was hard to get through. And I almost dropped it, or I put it off the wayside for a while, and I came back and finished it. And the rest of the season was great. But there was like an earlier segment of the third season that kind of was pushing it out. But in the end, like, it was incredible. And overall, like, in the end, Bungo Stray Dogs has, like, cemented itself as, like, one of my favorite franchises of all time. It is kind of a slow start for me, though. Like, I will admit, like, the first season, I wasn't even sure I was going to like it. But in the end, it kind of pulls together with so many characters that I want to know what they think about the situation every time they come up. And that's a sign of a really good show with really good characters. When no matter who pops up on the screen, and even though there's a ton of characters, I like to know what every single one of them are thinking about a situation. Except for the main two characters. Bungo Stray Dogs' only flaw is I give 0 rips as to the main character and his main rival. They are so BL yaoi thirst, and I think that they are the worst part of the entire show. I don't give a rat's butt about the two of them. But everybody else is incredible. Like, I love all the characters of the series except for the main two characters. Again, the main character and his rival. I think they're so blah. I think that's the only thing that really kind of keeps it out of my top 10 is I struggle with the idea of how the main character is so unlikable. And it's such yaoi thirst. It's like it's so trying to ride the line of Fujoshi, and it's obviously not there. But the rest of it's so good. The rest of it's so freaking good, dude. It's such a perfect show, if not for this main character. And he's not the focus all the time, though, so don't get me wrong. But K-Study Vanitas, besides like a minor segment of the first part, is such an incredible series too. And it has the same issue as Bungo Stray Dogs. It has a little bit of a thirst there for yaoi, but it's like, at least with K-Study Vanitas, it's almost like it's not really going for that, but I can see people going for that. Like, it's obviously got pretty characters. But I want another season of Vanitas so bad. It's so freaking good. These are tough ones. These are absolutely tough ones. Original usually planned in a time slot they know they'll be getting. So it's more like they're written in a way they can end with that
Is Vanitas really good? Yes, it is really, really good. It's really, really good. Especially the second part is so freaking phenomenal. Yeah, I will admit that like the second season really sold it on me. Like I wasn't entirely like 100% sold on the franchise until that second season or that second part. It was like finally everything just kind of kicks off. Like, here we go. It doesn't let go. Like, the second part just does not let go. I kind of understand why they did a split core and they stopped it where it did, because it just stepped on the gas. I'm gonna decide later, because I don't have all the time in the world. Still gotta finish these, and I have like another 50 minutes, and I got something to do. Yeah, Vanitas is a slow start, just like Bungo Stray Dogs, and like Bungo Stray Dogs, it just takes off. Call the Night. I don't know if I'm set on Call of Night even going into a top 10 list. It's really good, but I don't think I'm that sold on the franchise yet. I think a second season will help. I think a second season will help me decide. It is definitely one of those ones where I don't want to check out the manga because the anime is so well adapted. We'll see. Do we agree High School DxD is SSS? No, I think High School DxD for me is like in the 6 area. So it's not on this list. Call the Night's like an 8 out of 10 for me, Max. I think it was a 9 out of 10 for me. That's why it's in the list still. But look at a sequel. Again, another one that's like... I think when I was watching this show, I was pretty sold on the idea this might end up being something that will contend in my top 10 of all time. There was a couple bad episodes, I will admit. There was a couple, not bad, but not great episodes. It's not a perfect show. The ending is okay. I don't think the ending's incredible. I think the production's great. There's like 1 or 2 fight scenes that I felt like were a little bit lackluster, but for the most part, I think it does some of the best action scenes with guns that I've ever seen in an anime series. Yeah, rip Sayori. Absolute rip. I don't know that I'm ready to say this is gonna go in the 10. We'll door it. We'll door it for now. We'll give it an 8 to 8.5. I just love the characters. Like it is such a character study right there. Like if any writer is looking to know how to write character interactions, I think it's a perfect example. Onimai. I think it's pretty set that it's probably, if not, it's already there. It's in line to probably be in my top 10 anime of all time. It'll piss off a lot of people. Not that I care. Onimai goes in the stolen Mushoku Tensei's budget category. That's not how anime is made. If you think that it took Mushoku Tensei's budget, you'd have no idea how anime is made. Unless you're just trolling. Onimai cannot take Mushoku Tensei's budget because they're completely different producers. Completely different producers, completely different scheduling, completely different team. It has nothing to do with Mushoku Tensei besides having Bind on the title, the studio. But no, I think this is probably the funniest thing is like if I do to my top 10 list, just to have, even if I don't think it'll beat anything else, I want it to have be like on the edge there, just so it makes somebody mad that this is in my top 10 list of all time. Jokes aside, I think it's an incredible adaptation. Absolutely love it. The pacing's fantastic. The character interactions are fantastic. The portrayal of uncomfortable truth is fantastic. It's super wholesome. It's got a little bit of fun etchy in there, and the animation was incredible. Everything about this show it's a perfect show. I can't think of a single flaw. Besides maybe at first really thinking they were going to skip the onsen. Like at first I thought they were going to skip the onsen for the longest time, and somehow they managed to incorporate it at the very end in an incredible way. Am I overlooked this? This man watched episode 5 of Interspecies Reviewers and was like, I need more. Okay, whatever that means. Eden Deities, I can't, dude. I can't. It doesn't have a good ending, dude. Like, the ending sucks. It's super good, and I really love Eden Deities, but its ending sucks. It's like Wonder Egg Priority. It's not botched like Wonder Egg Priority's ending, but it's more of an aspect of like its ending is not fulfilling. Like, it's not a fun ending. It is absolutely blue ball, yes. It is absolutely blue ball ending. I'm all for, like, again, an All Noah Zero ending where like you're like WTF, that's the ending, but it's not satisfying. Like with All Noah Zero, the ending's warranted. Like you're like, sure, like yeah, eat it. But with Eden Deities, it's like, where's the next page? This is not good. It's kind of like Seraph of the End has the same problem. Like Seraph of the End's second season ending is like, what is that ending? Like, what's gonna happen to Cruel Tepes? I don't like this. Like the ending of how brutal it is. It's totally brutal. It's very brutal. Oshinoko. This is another one where it's like, as I'm watching it, I don't know how this might not. I don't know how I can argue this. It won't end in my new top 10 list. It's fighting for it. It's absolutely fighting for it. This will definitely be a consideration for top 10. Really love it. I love the psychology of the characters. It was so cool to find out the writer actually has actually gotten us to psychology. When I found out that like literally Akane wrote after himself, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense how very psychological Oshinoko is. Loving it so far. So the ending is wild. I remember I showed my sis. She was like, WTF did I watch? I didn't want them to do that with Cole Tepes. Like, Cole Tepes is like the character I wanted more in this show, and then they finally show her and they throw her inside of a helicopter or whatever. Okay. I mean, Akane is my favorite character. What are the other SSSS? It's Nishisho, Maid Dragon, Mushitaka Tensei, From the New World, Onimai, and Oshinoko so far. Surely it's not recency bias. I mean, it's always going to have an effect because sometimes you'll forget a lot of what makes a show special. Like, I was admitting that was probably a problem with something like Hinamatsuri. Whereas I really love Hinamatsuri, but at the same time, there's a difficulty there in the idea that I can't really remember many good points in the show. Like, I remember the Okami song that she does with the homeless guys. I can remember the girl doing the literally getting stuck being a bartender all the damn time. I can remember like the riverside battle that they have. But there's some points where it's difficult to remember a lot of the good points in it. Oshinoko, I can literally name out every single good moment in it, even in the first season. And the first season's decently a while ago. 10 minutes? Why are we yelling about time? I still got 40 minutes. Are you just trying to make me go faster because I'm running out of time? Then I appreciate it. Canon I really need to rewatch it. I really need to watch it. Like, it's kind of is one of those ones where I really, really loved it back in the day. But it's one of those ones where I do acknowledge that by now it's totally like a visual novel adaptation. This is probably gonna have a lot of the usual like tropes and whatnot. But I really did like it. Like I really like, if I can remember the names of the characters, I really love their two stories. Absolutely cry with her story. I'm gonna probably put it in S. Important heads up, the entire manga of Oshinoko will be adapted in its entirely live-action drama and film. Yeah, I seen the trailer for that, and I seen some clips of stuff that I didn't see before, and I was kind of curious if they're just going to rush the story with the live-action adaptation, or are they just kind of going to be doing a long series of it. I have 2 per 2 minutes? Well, then people need to stop yelling at me for putting things in certain spots. Another one that's going to be easily contender. I'm going to be acknowledging it as a possibility. This is a nominated. Danger to My Heart is easily a nominated for my top 10 list of all time. Acknowledging that the first season's not perfect. Like, the first couple episodes not perfect, but once it takes off, it doesn't let go. And the second season was absolutely incredible. Absolutely love the second season. So it's contending. Death Note. I think it's contending still, but it is I think because this is in my original list, along with From the New World. So these two right here are already in the list. I don't think Death Note's going anywhere because I still think it's an incredible series, but I do acknowledge that like the entire second half sucks. That's what hurts it. And that's what really hurts Death Note, is the second half kind of sucks. Magical Revolution, I really like it. I really like it, but I don't know if it's going to go in 10. I don't think it's going to go in the 10. I'll put it in SS. Tsurune, I cannot. I'm not even gonna humor that. I think Tsurune's second season is fan-frickin-tastic. First season, not so much. And I would have to put the first season in with it, and it's just not. First season I did not like at all. Not gonna lie, I didn't like Light at all. Oh yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be likable. Some people are gonna like him, but I don't think he's supposed to be likable. He's a anti-hero in a way. He's supposed to be questioning what he does. From a New World, no longer allowed in another world. Funny. I do like No Longer Allowed in Another World though. It's not a 10 out of 10 show though, for sure. I did actually like the live action movie of Death Note much more than the original series, if that's what you're talking about. Or are you talking about the movie for Tsurune? The movie was a recap, wasn't it? The movie's a recap. I think the movie's a recap. I don't recall. Furin. It's contending. I am struggling. I honestly, the reason why I struggle a little bit is because there is a side of me that does not wants to critique it as a recency bias. But there wasn't a single week of this show where I wasn't like absolutely just eagerly awaiting it, captivated by it, and talking about it afterwards. I would say there's probably like a little smidgen of a moment during the exams that felt like it was a little bit off pacing, but everything else is perfect. Recency bias. I don't know if I said recency. Recency bias. Just something here recent that you watch, it's fresh on the mind, and thus you put a little bit more weight to it. Heavenly Delusion. God dang, this is gonna suck, dude. I'm more and more realizing how difficult it's gonna be to figure out what's gonna be my top 10 of all time. Heavenly Delusion was so freaking good. Another one that kind of needs another season bad. Like, it doesn't feel... Its conclusion's not satisfying. I had to go check out the manga afterwards, a little bit into the manga afterwards, just to kind of have a little bit of a satisfaction, but it's like, it's not a satisfying ending. It needs another season bad. But it's super good. Code Geass. I love Code Geass, but it's not a favorite. I really like Code Geass. It's not a favorite. It does have its lulling points, but it's a really incredible show. Heavenly Delusion is the case for the anime. Yeah, it does. I was reading the manga alongside of it, and its presentation was super good. Super good. A Lull in the Sea, I'm not gonna... It's a great show. I'm not gonna even... It's not even a question for a top 10. It gets super melodrama-y at some point, but it's a really good show. I do really like it. I dropped Code Geass after, like, episode... Did you get to the table assault? It's the best part. Nobody, you cannot stop watching Code Geass until you see the table assault. What are your thoughts on Restaurant in Another World animated? And they should do more of the series. Chris, my co-host of the podcast, really, really loves it. I watched like a couple episodes of it, and it wasn't really working for me. But I'm not like a foodie person. I know that it does stories along with it, but I couldn't get into it at the time. I'd like to go revisit it at some point. It's just so good. So sad there isn't more yet. Yet. The family, the Yuzuki family, I'm not gonna put it in my top 10, but it is really good. It is a really good show. Like, really, really good. Super, super fun. Super, super wholesome. The Monogatari series was in my last top 10 list, and it's probably in my new top 10 list. There's no mistaking it. It's literally one of the greatest anime of all time. There ain't any question it's going to be on my list. You can sign that one already. Nana and Biyori. Oh, man. I don't think it will. I want it to, but I don't think it will into my top 10 list. Claymore, I'm not even gonna... Its ending sucks. I love it. I love Claymore. I loved it enough that I went and got the manga, and I read the entire manga. It's an incredible manga, but the anime's ending sucks. It's always gonna suck. It was an absolute anime original ending, and it sucks, but the rest of it's good. How do you feel about Gurren Lagann? I've tried to watch it 3 times now, and I keep dropping it about halfway through. I haven't finished it yet. It's kind of I had the same problem with Kill la Kill. I kept trying over and over again to watch it, and I kept dropping it. I'll eventually finish it. Nyanpasu, yes. Why am I blanking on the name of this show? Outbreak Company. I really like it. It's super more wholesome towards the later part than I thought it would be. It's not going to end up in my top 10, unfortunately. Thanks for recommending it on Viori the other day. It helped me a lot. Awesome. I'm glad it did. Because you said you were having a little bit of problem. I'm happy it did. I hope you're doing better, though. Definitely give me a shout out if you ever need to talk. Suck me on Gurren Lagann, not so much. And that's kind of what I was feeling, because I thought once I finished Kill la Kill that I would be able to finish Gurren Lagann, and I went and tried it again, and I couldn't. Like, I couldn't. I didn't really like Kill la Kill, but second half was... yeah, Kill la Kill, like, towards the later part is much better. For sure. For sure, once I got there. Monogatari Mushoku Tensei are the only light novels I own. I would love to eventually read Monogatari series. I have it. I have the novel series. Noragami, though. Every time I think about Noragami being in a top 10 list, I always have the same problem. The later part of the first season, its anime original thing sucks. Its anime original story they did in the second part, or the later part of the first season, sucks. I know why they did it, is because they didn't want to go straight into the story of second season, because the second season, when it kicks off, it takes off. Like, that story arc takes off. I almost wish that they just made the first season short, because I think that later part kind of messes with it. But I really like the series. I wanted to be in my top 10, but I only have 10 slots. Gatchaman Crowds. It so deserves to be in my top 10. It so deserves to be in my top 10. It is such a good series. It is such a freaking good series, dude. Now you all can see how bad this is going to be. Again, like I said before, all these shows are 9 to 10 out of 10 shows. They all deserve to be 10 out of 10 shows, honestly. But I have to choose 10 of them. I have to choose 10 of them. School Live, I'm not gonna... I really, really like it, but it's not gonna be in my top 10. I really like School Live, though. It's like up here. I really like School Live, though. I went and read the whole manga. I really love the series. Do you think any anime original improvements on the source material? For Noragami, visually and presentation-wise, it's incredible. There's quite a few things that they kind of mess up with the anime with Noragami, which makes me kind of question they'll ever do another season of it, and that's really around the idea of how they portray the dominance aspect of the Shikis. We're called Shikis, right? There's an element to the Shikis and how they fight each other that they kind of told a little bit differently in the anime, which could be a translation issue. That may be a problem if they ever adapt anymore. Other than that, the anime original stuff sucked. The rest of it was great. I think the adaptation outside of those two things was really great. SSS Gatchaman Crowds is super good. Well, I know 3 already for the top 10. There's a few that are probably going to be in there no matter what. What's up, Tristan? Hope you're doing well. Yuki is a hero. I'm not going to... I really like the series. I hate the later seasons. The later seasons ruin this so bad. They botched the living hell with that crappy remake segment, with the crappy OVAs. It was an OVA I think they had. The last season was butchered. They did a horrendous job with the last season, but I love the first season. Enough that I bought that overpriced freaking pony can set, which is really gorgeous. And I absolutely love that set. But yeah, it's like the second season and that recent season, it's like they didn't care. Like, they could have done so much good stuff with that later stuff. So no. Shirobako, really love it. The first half kind of almost lost me, and that's its only problem. It's got the same problem for me as Steins Gate, where I almost dropped it, but then I pushed the second half, and the second half just takes off. It's my favorite. My favorite of all time pre-2000s is probably between Evangelion and Akira. I have a personal love of Tenchi Muyo because it's one of my first shows that I ever watched. I love Project Eiko. Those are like the big ones for me. Serial Experiments Lane. I'm not a huge fan of the original Berserk, but I really do like it. Habana Renmei is really good. This is another one that's probably like a... I kind of want to put it into my top 10. Habana Renmei is such an incredible series. Such an intriguing story. Bleach has been fantastic this core and previous, to be fair. My only problem with the current season of Bleach is I don't like... God, why am I blanking on his name? Because I hate him so much, that's why. Ishida? I hate them retreading the same story again. Ushio and Tora, I don't think it'll end up in my list because there's a formulaic aspect to certain parts of it, but I really do like the new adaptation of that. Super good. Yeah, the rivalry thing is just so freaking forced. Is this three of these three colors, or it's Wakaba Girls? I think this is Wakaba Girls, isn't it? I like both the shows. I think it's Wakaba Girls. Yes, it's Wakaba Girls. I got it right. Thank you. It's not going to get in my top 10, but I really do think it's super sweet. I love it. Super cute. I love the character interactions. Chemistry, this is kind of one of those ones where the chemistry just works. Like, through and through, the chemistry just works. Konosuba. Okay, I lied earlier when I said that I haven't seen a show that laughed me that hard with... I haven't seen a show that made me laugh as often as I did with Nishijo until Kaguya-sama's Love is War. I was wrong. It was the first season of Konosuba. Now, I hate the second season of Konosuba. So that's the only thing that's kind of hurting this series for me. Like, the first season of Konosuba is like 10 out of 10. The second season of Konosuba is like 5 out of 10. And the third season of Konosuba is like 8. Like, it started off as literally the greatest series of all time with its first season, and then it kind of went dip. So I don't know that it's going to get in my top 10 of all time, but it's still really good. So Konosuba's like a 5 out of 10 for you? Oof. Well, comedy's subjective. I don't fault people for not finding it as funny. Like, for me, I know a lot of people that really liked the second season, and I didn't like the second season. And then I liked the third season, and a lot of people didn't like the third season. Like, I found a lot of people who were just completely flip-flop for me. We all agreed that the first season was great, but then I wasn't liking the second season. They were liking the second season, and then we flip-flopped for the third season. Now, Explosion on This Other World, I wish it was good. I wanted Explosion on This Wonderful World to be so freaking good because I love her character, but man, that writing was just not working. Whoever wrote that manga for the Explosion did not know what made Konosuba great. I love Megaman so much, but the writing was not there. I'm just gonna ask for an explosion. I mostly get why people like a show, even if I think the anime is like a 6 out of 7 or 6 to 7, because I have a weird taste in shows, but that's one was really, really not good for me. That's fine. You will not be judged here. People judge me constantly judge me, but I won't judge. Out of interest, bar YouTube video recording, how much of, say, do you spend time watching anime? Pretty much watching anime, I don't know, when it gets really busy, I'm pretty much watching anime like for, like, especially first impressions. If I'm not sleeping, eating, or making a video, I'm watching shows. I am trying to cut back on how many shows I watch in a season because honestly, I couldn't do like content if I were to watch every single show, every single season, because that's literally like what, at least 30 hours a week that you're watching anime. It's a full-time job in itself without being able to do the actual job. Like, it's just watching the shows. Flying Witch, I really like it. I really, really like it. I don't think it's going to end up in my top 10 list at all, but I really like it. ReZero. It's contending. I'm not gonna stall. It's contending. I have 20 minutes left. I'm not gonna even fight it. It's just gonna go right here. It's like right there besides Mushoku Tensei. Like, for me, these are obviously the two greatest isekais of all time. Mushoku Tensei is better with character drama and character struggles, whereas I think ReZero is better with world building and having a bigger cast, because it spins. I haven't read the novels yet, but it does better kind of balancing the other characters. Whereas Mushoku Tensei is so much more focused on Rudeus, and I don't think enough spends other time with other characters, especially if you're just looking at the anime. Mushoku Tensei anime spends no time with the other characters, which really sucks. Whereas ReZero does a lot better job balancing the characters. But they're both incredible for their own reasons. I do like the fact that ReZero at least has Mushoku Tensei Season 1 looks better than ReZero Season 1, in my opinion. But ReZero as a whole is much more consistent with its quality, which I wish that Mushoku Tensei was more consistent with. So, my opinion. March. Tentatively, March comes like a lion. Tentatively, March comes in like a lion is. It's nominated. It is unfortunately one of those ones where I kind of want. I need more. Like I need more. I think it has enough character growth and that it still feels conclusive at this point, but it needs more. It desperately needs more, but it is an absolutely incredible series. There is like one segment, I think in the second season, where it was kind of losing me, but damn, did it towards the later part of that second season just take off. It's nominated for now. It's nominated for now. I remember for some reason I started to watch the one episode of this when I was cleaning and just stopped watching it, and I have zero idea why. For March. Grimgar, it's not going to end up there. It needs another season. I do acknowledge that it does set a bit much. Oh, ReZero? If you don't like violent things, that's probably why. It's super violent at first. It definitely tried to pull people in, for sure. I don't think Grimgar is going to end up in there. I do think it's a very beautiful looking show. I think it's a very emotional show, and I enjoyed it enough that I wanted to go out and get the novel series. I have the novel series. But I don't think it's not gonna end up on my 10 list. Maybe you had a brain fart day. Yeah, I definitely suggest trying it out again. It's super good. Like I rewatched the first season before the second season came out, or rewatched the first two seasons before the third season came out, and I was like, holy crap! I remember why I gave this a 10 out of 10. It's super good. New Game's not gonna end up in the list, but I do really like it. The main character's super cute. I love the characters, are super cute. The second season had a little bit of a lulling point in it, so that kind of docks it a little bit for me, for sure. But it's great. Claw Knight, I know, if I remember correctly, was in my last top 10 list. Another one that I will be scrutinizing this time around. It might. I don't think it will, but it might end up being dropped from the top 10 list. But it probably won't. Because it has so many memorable moments. Like there's so many parts in it that are just so vivid in my mind that I don't think it's ever going to drop. Like, I think the only criticism I can give this series as a whole, because I think it's literally one of the best multi-pathed visual novel adaptations ever. It's got one of the best main characters for a visual novel adaptation ever. The only criticism I would give it is that I just wish it would have a readaptation in a newer style from Kyoto Animations, because I know the visual style is a breaking point for a lot of people. It's not a breaking point for me. I even have like a limited edition print of it. I love the series that much. I have the visual novel and everything. I just would like it updated just for the... because I know it's a hanging point for a lot of people, and I would love it in a newer style of Kyoto Animation. I think it would just make it 10 times better. Where's my dress up darling? It's probably when... it was probably my 8s. My 8 out of 10s. Yeah, I'm struggling with the nostalgia factor, honestly, Bean. It's something I always struggle with. Iron-Blooded Orphans, god damn, dude, is so freaking good. Oh, it's probably up there as my favorite Gundam of all time. Like, it fights with, where's it at? There it is. War in the Pocket. War in the Pocket and Gundam and Iron-Blooded Orphans are probably my 2 favorite of all times, if you're counting just TV series. I think this is an ONA, isn't it? Or an OVA. It might be an OVA. I don't remember. Is War in the Pocket an OVA? Is it a... I might have an excuse to bump off War in the Pocket. It's an OVA. It's 6 episodes. It counts. I'm gonna let it count. Cloud made you give a slice of life because it torment you to that much. It broke me. Cloud broke me into doing this. I got 14 minutes to finish these. Iron-Blooded Orphans is amazing. I want it to be in my top 10. It's at the door. War in the Pocket, super good. God damn, my double S's. These are like all of these titles are literally at the door saying, "Let me in, let me in." Bacano. I think Bacano just needs another season bad, but I'm afraid of them even touching Bacano. But it's super incredible. It's also kind of like right here at the top of the door, right there. Golden Boy, I love it to death. It's probably not going to end up my list, but I freaking love Golden Boy. It's probably one of my most rewatched series of all time, besides maybe Tenchi Muyo. It's just too freaking funny, dude. It's the most clippable show ever. Right there. Spice and Wolf, which we decided earlier, is probably going to be the new one, because I think the new one is vastly... besides her looking like a freaking puppy dog whenever she transforms, I think it's visually, music, and everything taken over from the old one. I love that it's getting a full adaptation at this point, or it seems like it's getting a full adaptation at this point. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Neon Genesis Evangelion is probably still going to end up in my top 10 list. There's just nothing... there's nothing really stopping it from being my top 10 list. Kind of was an amazing binge. Yeah, it was a really good binge. I binged it as well. Only ever seen the first episode of Golden Boy. Meant to pick it up again at some point. Yeah, it's one of those ones where the dub is really well done. Like, the dub is a really good dub. Time of Eve. This is the OVA series. I think it's really incredible. It's not a favorite of mine, so it's not going to probably end up in my top 10 list. Paranoid Agent. Honestly, I need to rewatch this. It's kind of one of those ones where I vaguely remember not liking the whole thing, but it having a lot of incredible stuff in it, so I do want to rewatch it before I would even consider it. Berserk, really incredible show. Not an absolute favorite of mine, especially since it never got a full adaptation and the newer stuff sucks really badly. Serial Experiments Lane is another legend. I don't... I don't think it was in my old one. I don't think it was in my old list. But I might consider it. I kind of rewatched a bit of it here a while back and really liked it still. Even though it is one of those ones that doesn't age well, just based on technology itself. Like, it's one of those ones where, like, when I watched it back when it first came out, it was just, like, legendary. And it's one of those ones where if you have anybody these days watch it, it's probably like, oh, that's a overwrote story. Like, dude, this happened before all this crap happened. Like, it predated so much stuff, like VR chat and stuff. Toradora. It's another door. It's another door holder. Like, it's a totally another door holder. I really want to rewatch it. I absolutely miss it. A lot of people rewatch Toradora for Christmas. I kind of want to do that. Mushishi. I don't think it'll end up my 10. Even though I really love the franchise a lot, I don't know that I would put it in my 10. I would put Natsume's Book of Friend in there before I put Mushishi. Where's Golden Time? I didn't like Golden Time's ending. I really didn't like Golden Time's ending. Like, a lot of the later part of Golden Time I did not like. It's super good, though. Like, everything besides the ending is really good. The ending sucks, though. I think the ending's just... It's a very Sakura-style type of ending, where it just kind of flips for some stupid reason. Doesn't ruin it, though. Don't get me wrong. Arya is an incredibly beautiful series, and I really love it. I think pretty much every season of Arya is in my 10 out of 10s. Really, really, really like Arya. I think it's a contender. Kino's Journey, I really, really love, but I don't think it will be in the top 10. This is the original Kino's Journey. They did a readaptation type, semi-readaptation here recently, but I like the original. Welcome to NHK, I have not finished. I watched most of Welcome to NHK, but I did not finish it for some reason. I don't recall why, and I haven't got back to see if I finished it. I remember so much of Welcome to NHK, but I don't think I finished it. Like, it's one that I could vividly, like, play out in my head, but I don't even know if I ever finished it. And I eventually need to go back and see if I finished it. I do a movie list stream, like, in the future of movies. I don't see why not. I'm just mainly doing this for my own reference because I'm trying to decide on my top 10 of all time video. So I figured I'd be on here and have people yell at me for what is not Super S and only S. Eden of the East is super good. I will admit there's a point in it that's kind of rough for me, but I do really like it. I really like it. It's definitely not going to be in... It's not going to contend for top 10. Thoughts on Kenshin? I really like Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. It's not like a personal favorite, but I really like the old franchise. I kind of didn't get invested in watching the new adaptation, but I kind of want to go back and finish it. Or get caught up, anyways. I love K-On! I don't... It might. K-On! Might contend for my 10. I don't know that it will, but I really love K-On! A lot. Yes, it's the guy with the naked guy in front of the White House. Yes, that is Eden of the East. The most iconic scene in the entire thing. Can't wait for put them on for me to come straight for that SSSS. We'll see. Based on what I've read of the manga, it's not incredible, but we'll see. Hopefully in animated format, it'll be better. I watched Insomniacs After School. Yes, I really like it. Really, really like it. I think I had it as an 8. Can't wait for Ascendance of Bookworm Season 4. I cannot wait, dude. Hoping a better quality bump. Interview with Monsters Girls, I really love it. It needs another season like now, please, like right now. I don't think it's gonna be contending for 10. Eccentric, oh my gosh, Eccentric Family might. I think it may have been on my last list. It may have been on my last list. But Eccentric Family is super good. If you have not watched it, it is super freaking good. It is my story I've told a million times. That the first time I watched it, I hated it. Then I came back into it with a different mindset, and I actually found it to be like one of the most greatest stories told. From the new, or place furthest from the universe is not going to be on my list. I think it's really incredible. It's not going to be on my top 10 list. Air. This kind of goes in the same line as something like Hanasaki Roha, where Air, right place, right time, absolutely broke me. I do really badly want to rewatch it because I do have a vague sense that I'm pretty sure I didn't like the second half of it. Or at least the whole backstory stuff. I seem to remember that I didn't like all the backstory stuff. But it is really good. I'll put in double S's for now. Reason for not being SSS further than universe. It's arguably very formulaic, and it does have a few rough points with the characters and their I don't want to say that, I mean, for simplistic sake, I want to say there's melodramatic parts, but I think it's sort of discrediting a deeper conversation about the characters. But my biggest hanging point is that it does feel formulaic, and the idea that it always has like some kind of build-up point to something that's like supposed to be presented as being a struggle, and then they have this great awakening moment at the very end of the episode. The music kicks in, and by the fifth time doing it, I started going, okay, I'm expecting the next thing to happen. But it's still a good series. I still really like it. I think the characters are dorks. It's fun. I was talking about Horoha, like I said before, it is one that I'm questioning if I will put my top 10 list, because it's that struggle between personal experiences versus critically claiming if something is that great. So we'll see. Tamako Market, I really like it, but it has a rough start. I don't think it's going to end up my 10. It's a very rough start for me. Death Parade's definitely, it may have been my last list. It might be in the new list. I think it's an incredible show. I will admit the later parts of the series is not great. And so if it is on my old list, it's probably not going to end on my new list. But it's super, super intriguing. Showa, I think it's in my old list. It'll probably be in my new list. It's an incredible series. I love it. 10 out of 10. Violet Evergarden, I don't think it was in my old list. I'll nominate it. I'll put it as possible. I'll put it as possible. Nyan! Why is Eris yelling at me? Sergio, thank you, man, so much for the 10. Violet Evergarden, SSS for sure, and Real for sure. I think there was only like 2 episodes I didn't like. But I loved it other than that. It was so funny because I still so vividly remember when that show came out and people were dogging it. People were claiming that it was a flop because it was released elsewhere, not the United States, for the longest time, and people were dogging on it. And then when I watched it, I was like, the hell are people talking about? Yeah, I've seen all the movies. I've seen everything. I like Violet Evergarden, for me, like 8 to 9. It was definitely one of those ones where like several episodes broke me. Let's see, Mitsubishi Colors. I really like it. It's not gonna end up my 10. It's kind of like right alongside Nanan Biori. It's just like super freaking wholesome, fun, cute. Love it to death. And then again, this is a movie, so it's not going to end the list. I think I'm just going to do this. Let's do this. I don't think billiards. Yeah. God damn, this sucks, dude. This sucks. I was like, okay, the SSSs have been nominated for my 10, and I keep bumping things up. Anything else in SS that for sure? Bunny Drop was in there last time, wasn't it? Oh my god, this sucks, dude. I can't say no origami because there's a huge chunk of it that's garbage anime original. The manga for sure. Why do you do this if you're gonna put everything? I didn't put everything in SSS. That's why I'm struggling right now. I separate everything, and what I'm trying to think now is what will be nominated that I can decide later. I'm pretty sure that everything S and below is not going to end up on the 10 list for sure. And I'm pretty sure that everything in the SS right now is probably not going to end up in the list. I kind of want to think like Bunny Drop. But this narrows it down a lot for me. This is the whole point of this whole thing, is just to kind of sit here and blab on about some of these shows and have fun. But for the most part, it's to narrow it at least down to which of these is going to end. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 14, 21, 28. So it's like 35. It's much more manageable. What was the point of all of this? I narrowed it down to 35. Narrowed it down to 35. It's fine, though. It's much better than what I had before. 10 of these 35 right here will be chosen as my new top 10. I mean, you could probably see quite a bit of the higher up here is probably what it's going to be. Because these are the ones that I kind of quickly threw up there at the very top. But we'll see. I'm willing to rack my brain for like the next 3 weeks and try to figure out which of pretty much these ones right here are my top 10 of all time. And I'll release my new video. Maybe there'll be a surprise in there. We'll see. But that was the whole point of this whole stream, besides showing off my new arts, which, again, thank you to Web Gaming. That's that one? Yeah. Again, spoiler from Mushoku Tensei. Look away if you have not read the novel series of Mushoku Tensei. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For those that didn't see it earlier. Oh, this will help. Let me switch this. Thanks again to Web Gaming for the amazing disc plate amongst the other ones. But this one's like literally near and dear to my heart. And especially the McShoujo. For those that missed the McShoujo. McShoujo. It's so freaking great. McShoujo will end up on my wall. Best girl McShoujo right here. Webgaming's not here. Well, in case he pops in later. If he checks the VOD, he will get a second appreciation. Damn it. Where can you get this? Or where can you get the other one? Well, I mean, they're all custom print with this plate.
I think you have to be a member with Display, and then you can send them a really high resolution image, and they will print it out for you. And they do an incredible job. So it's Akio Watanabe artwork for the McShoujo. So just look up Akio Watanabe, and you can probably find his art for it. Which I don't know, Akio Watanabe does the art for Monogatari series, or at least the anime. There's already yeah, that and the new Catholic innocent girl. It's just everything has prawn for it. That's a given. Anyways, yeah, that's it reminds me of somebody. It's probably one of Akio Watanabe's characters. Because he literally puts every single female character that's really young into a school Mizugi. It's just like his thing. That's more cursed than McShoujo, though. Oh yeah, that's literally it's literally the epitome of curse. But I don't know. There's a side of me that kind of wonders if they intend to do that, just because either way, it kind of makes people at least aware of it. It's gonna happen. You're gonna think 3 weeks. Would you consider Beastars again after the final season, December 5th? I don't think so, because it's gonna be part 1. It's not gonna be the conclusion. It's only gonna be part 1 of 2. But I don't think it'll change my mind on it, because I think, again, there's like a significant portion of the second season where it kind of gets super stuck in one place. Anyways, I need to get off here and start cooking dinner. But I appreciate you guys dropping by. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for criticizing me for not feeling that everything is the best of the best. But that's fine. I'm used to it at this point. But yeah, I will be back again next week. I'm not sure exactly what I'll be doing next week, but I'll see you guys then. But until then, thank you guys for dropping by, and y'all take care.